A robbery inside a Lexington home ends with one person tied up and another shot.
A Russell County man arrested and put in jail after police say that he was behind the wheel of a tractor trailer driving too fast while drunk.
Eastern Kentucky University's president speaks with other university leaders about what's changed on campus since that campus-wide threat.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5.
Good afternoon to you. Police continue to search for a suspect in a violent robbery.
It happened about 1:30 this afternoon at a home on Windy Knoll Drive in Lexington. One of the victims was shot during the holdup. Our Monique Blair is live at the scene with our top story at 5. Monique?
Well, Amber and Sam, Lexington police just took the crime scene tape down out here just a few moments ago, and they left the scene, but they say they are still actively investigating what happened out here, and they say they are still looking for one suspect who they believe is armed with a gun. Now, Lexington police say around 1:30 this afternoon, two suspects knocked on the door of a home on Windy Knoll Drive. There were 3 people inside the house at the time, and the suspects were let inside the home. Now, at some point, Lexington police say this turned into a robbery, and one of the suspects shot at a man who was inside the home. At that time, the other 2 people who were inside the home were able to get a hold of one of the suspects, and they tied him up. Then they were able to call 911. The second suspect left the home before police got here. Now, police are now searching for that suspect who they believe is the shooter. And although police say he should be considered dangerous because he likely has a gun, neighbors shouldn't be too worried because this appears to be a targeted crime.
We know that it was not random. We're still trying to figure out why exactly they did target the house, but it was not a random robbery of a residence. They knew where they wanted to come.
Now, police have not released a description of the suspect they are looking for at this time, but the second suspect has been detained. I'm reporting live in Lexington. Monique Blair, WKYT.
Monique, thank you. Police say the victim was shot in the lower back and transported to a Lexington hospital. Police are also investigating another shooting in Lexington. They tell us a man with a gunshot wound walked into the police roll call center on Center Parkway looking for help. He was taken to the hospital.
It is a situation police say could have quickly turned tragic this morning. They arrested a semi-driver suspected of driving drunk. Police in Lincoln County tell us the driver sped away when they tried to pull him over and didn't stop until the truck crashed. WKYT's Phil Pendleton shows us the chase and arrest caught on video.
Running radar on US 127 in Houstonville.
Commercial vehicle came through at 78 miles an hour. And when he tried to stop him, he hit a guardrail, refused to stop.
The Houstonville police chief's dash cam shows the truck speeding by. Police say the truck reached nearly 90 miles an hour, didn't stop when the lights and siren were turned on.
Very hard to stop one of these vehicles once they get to roll and decide they don't want to stop.
The man finally stopped. He couldn't tell police who he was or where he was going. Police say there was one thing there was no doubt about.
In my 18 years, he's one of the most drunk or intoxicated individuals I've seen in a commercial vehicle.
It is a lot more difficult to get a CDL, a commercial driver's license, than it is for a typical license. The rules and restrictions are a lot tougher as well. In fact, according to page 10 of the CDL manual, it is against the law for any driver to have any amount of alcohol or controlled substance in the blood. In fact, blowing a .04 will disqualify you for 1 year. This driver, police say, had a blood alcohol content of more than 6.5 times the legal limit.
There were several open containers of beer in the vehicle.
Police say the driver, later identified as Roman Samlot of Russell County, worked for Quality Flatbeds out of Lexington. In Lincoln County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Well, Lincoln County Animal Control was also called in because of that dog that you saw there. Samlot had that dog in his cab.
Police have identified a woman hit and killed along a busy central Kentucky road. Police say that 33-year-old Amanda Markham stepped in front of a car on Nicholasville Road in Jessamine County. It happened less than a mile from the scene of a deadly crash hours earlier. Our Mark Barber is tracking both investigations this afternoon.
The Jessamine County coroner says it's days like this one that really place a heavy burden on him. 2 women killed in 2 separate crashes in less than 11 hours. Even officers that I spoke with say these cases are taking a toll. Officers say they are exhausted. While they tell us this is a part of the job, they say it is emotionally draining to work a case like this twice in one night. The most recent crash happened around 5 a.m. According to police, a woman was walking in the median of Nicholasville Road near the Fayette-Jessamine County line when she stepped in front of a Toyota Camry. She was killed less than a mile from Catnip Hill Road. That's where police say a second person died around 6:30 last night. The coroner tells us Sue Huff was killed when an SUV tried to turn into a gas station and collided with a Volvo. One of her last posts on Facebook was to her son. She wished him a happy birthday about 12 hours before the crash. Investigators tell us they are used to handling hard cases, but they say these 2 have been especially difficult.
When the phone call came this morning and the text, I actually thought, are you kidding me? I thought I was dreaming, because it's just been, what, less than 8 hours since I just left a scene not more than a mile up the road. So it's a little tough.
Police say they are still investigating this morning's crash, trying to figure out why the woman was here and why she stepped into traffic. In Jessamine County, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Markham was from Middlesboro. The driver of the SUV from last night's crash is still in critical condition.
Eastern Kentucky University leaders discussed security on campus today. Since February, the school has dealt with 2 threatening messages on bathroom walls. The most recent of those threats sparked a school shutdown and moved a home football game off campus. WKYT's Kristen Kennedy was at today's Board of Regents meeting, where EKU's president assured other leaders their campus is safe.
You'll now see more officers cruising around Eastern Kentucky's campus. Safety has become a priority for university leaders after finding a threatening message scrawled across a bathroom wall October 4th. The message caused many to cancel classes, and campus police put in extra hours keeping watch over students and staff.
I can tell you today, walking around, and last week, it's a safe campus, and the investigation is ongoing, and we hope we'll find who did this and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Eastern's President Michael Benson talked with the Board of Regents Monday afternoon about security.
We know where our kind of weaknesses are and how we're going to improve. We've got the full board support to move forward with any plans necessary to ensure that our campus is safe.
University leaders are offering a reward for any information that can lead to an arrest in this case, and President Benson says that is creating a stir. A lot more tips are coming in on this case.
We want students to be aware, and if you see something, say something, to kind of be in some way self-policing and self-governing. To make sure they take all the precautions necessary to make sure they feel safe. You know, walk with a friend and late at night, but campus is safe. I mean, this is a safe place. We wouldn't be here if it weren't, and we'll continue to do those things necessary to make sure students feel even safer.
In Richmond, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
President Benson plans to visit Georgetown College and give them a game ball as a thank you for letting the EKU football team move their game to the school stadium after the threats.
Police have identified a body found in the Cumberland River. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Knox County, where searchers found 61-year-old Tommy Reeves over the weekend. His family reported him missing last Wednesday. He had not been seen since October 4th. Police say Reeves' autopsy did not show any trauma or foul play. They believe he died of cardiovascular problems. In Madison County, police have arrested a man in a robbery. Richmond police say that Bobby Napier approached a man on Manna Drive, pointed a gun at him, and demanded money. We're told Napier took the victim's wallet with anywhere from $300 to $500 inside. He is charged with robbery.
After a chilly weekend, we have much nicer temperatures in the area. The pleasant weather will stick with us for much of the week. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is here now with an early check of that forecast.
Looking good out there, Amber. Feeling even better for folks who are outside. Temperatures warming up after another frosty cold start to our day, and we are officially on leaf watch right now, getting closer and closer to the traditional peak for a lot of those fall colors. Starting to see some of the colors showing up out back behind the station here on Winchester Road. 65 degrees humidity. Bone dry winds are gusting up to around 10 miles per hour as of now. Obviously no rainfall to speak of. Most areas this afternoon into the 60 to 65 degree range across most of central and eastern Kentucky. Pleasantville, pleasant conditions, hello and goodbye, all in the same sentence for a Defender. Nothing going on out and about this evening. It's a quick drop in temperature. Still, humidity levels are very low as the sun sets. Temps will tumble toward the low and mid 40s by the time we hit 11 o'clock. When I come back in a few minutes, we're going to track more of the good stuff until we get to the weekend, and I do have some changes showing up in that 7-day forecast, guys. We'll show you how a cold front will impact your Saturday and Sunday plans here in just a few minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you. The Wildcats return to the field Saturday. This time, they'll be on the road.
UK will be looking to rebound after that loss in a rare Thursday night game at Commonwealth. Our Rob Bromley's here with more in our Big Blue coverage. Hey, Rob.
Hello, and Mark Stoops getting ready to take his team down to Mississippi State as the Cats go on the road for only the second time this season. Stoops was pleased with his team's effort last Thursday night against Auburn as the Cats dropped a hard-fought, tough game 30-27. It was a game that could have turned on any one of a number of plays.
I thought we did some very good things, and then obviously some things we need to get corrected. It's a game of inches. And we're just a few plays off, and we got to go back to work to find a way to make those plays. And that's the difference in some very close games. But overall, very pleased.
So it is back to the field next Saturday in Starkville, taking on the Bulldogs of Mississippi State, 7:30 kickoff on the SEC Network. And the Cats have lost nose guard Melvin Lewis for the remainder of the regular season. He could be back for a bowl game. That means sophomore Matt Elam will have his chance to step up.
Rob, thank you. And the Cats have not defeated Mississippi State since 2008 in Starkville.